Hello and welcome to the Newswatch at Home Sports Special. I'm Brian Kerp here in my home in Gibsonia, Pennsylvania. Even though sports are not being played right now, there are still stories impacting the communities in southeastern Ohio. A dream came true for former Athens Bulldog Joe Burrow Thursday night. Burrow wore a shirt with the 740 area code in support of his hometown in southeast Ohio during the NFL draft. Burrow became the first player from southeast Ohio to be drafted number 1 overall. Sports director Thomas Garverick chatted with Burrow's offensive coordinator from Athens, Nathan White, about Burrow's journey to the NFL.
The Heisman.
I'm up here for all those kids in Athens and in Athens County.
The national championship.
I've said in the past, my goal was never to be the quarterback of an NFL team. I wanted to be the quarterback of a top 10 team playing in the national title game.
The number 1 draft pick it just almost seems even crazier to me.
The Cincinnati Bengals select Joe Burrow, quarterback, LSU.
What he means to Athens is almost hard to describe. And the coolest part for me is Joe started out as a kid from Athens and now has kind of become a kid from Southeast Ohio. And I think eventually it's just going to be kind of Ohio is going to adopt Joe.
Joe has become a blueprint for success for athletes in Southeast Ohio.
We have a living proof that if you wake up every day and grind to try to reach your goal, you can do it.
Every day, Joe has worked harder to be the best leader he can be.
By week 5 or 6, when he was a sophomore, he was 15 or 16, I don't know. He was our leader. And very rarely in high school football are leaders not seniors. And very rarely, if they're not, are the seniors okay with that.
But now he must win the trust of a locker room full of grown men.
He's going to go in and work hard and earn their respect first. And then I think slowly become more of a vocal leader. And I'll be shocked if he doesn't win over that locker room in the first couple years.
Joe has been a winner everywhere he has played, but maybe the greatest challenge of his life will be trying to bring the first Super Bowl ever to his hometown team.
It would be special if he did it anywhere, but a little bit different that he has a chance to do it in Ohio. Now that would be, can't even tell you how cool it would be. And, I really think this whole state would kind of be on board and supporting that success.
In Columbus, Thomas Garverick, WOUB Sports.
The Southern Ohio community will for sure be looking forward to seeing Burrow suiting up in a Bengals jersey in the fall. The Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball team won't be taking the field at Bob Wren Stadium this summer. On March 22nd, the Copperheads organization announced the season was canceled because of the COVID-19 outbreak. This means the players, coaches, workers, and the community won't be able to spend their summer together at the ballpark. Only one word can describe the Southern Ohio Copperheads 2020 season being canceled.
It was heartbreaking.
It was a little heartbreaking, I'm not going to lie.
Head coach Austin Dunphy had most of his roster set, a roster full of players that didn't get to finish off their college baseball season. Those players won't get the opportunity to make memories on the ball field at Bob Wren Stadium this summer.
It's hard to fathom almost. Like some of the guys I told, a few guys that we had last summer, like their response was just what I said. Like one guy, he had so much fun last summer and had such a good time. He was blowing up my phone all year long trying to get back with the Copperheads. But when I had to tell him, you could see it. We were talking via text message. You could see the heartbreak in the words that he was typing.
The Copperheads are a community-owned, student-operated organization, meaning the club gets sponsored by local businesses. The Copperheads also have many student interns eager to get experience with the ball club, but that experience won't be happening like they had hoped.
We were really excited from a student perspective. We have some of the most energy we've had ever that I've been around. I've only been around for 6 years with the organization as the faculty liaison, but I would say this year tops some of the energy that we had in the planning and all of the hours that went into it for the students' perspective.
The cancellation affects not only the Copperheads organization, but the Southern Ohio fan base that rallies around its local team, which has become a summertime tradition in Athens.
I love the area. I love the community. They've been nothing but good to me and our team year after year after year after year, whether we're a good team, bad team, make the playoffs, don't make the playoffs, whatever the scenario is. They've always supported us no matter what. And with all of this happening now, it's our turn to kind of give back to them in any way that we can.
Even though the Copperheads and the fans won't be seeing each other at the ballpark, the organization is still planning initiatives for the community throughout the summer. In Gibsonia, Pennsylvania, Brian Kerp, WOUB Sports. High school spring sports athletes also had their season canceled due to COVID-19. WOUB Sports Director Thomas Garbick has a story on 4 seniors from Athens High School who are choosing to stay positive despite the disappointing news.
The disbelief.
You know it's going to happen, but it doesn't feel real.
That your senior season has been taken away.
Why us? Why this class? I was looking forward to so many things.
And that somehow you have to accept.
It'll set in, but to this point, it's still just kind of unfathomable.
That there won't be another game.
You will do anything to go out there one more time, so enjoy it while you have it.
Their senior day, now a lit up field. Sounds of bells and car honks to honor them.
Seeing the pictures and everything, it was just really cool to kind of see the community just do something to kind of honor us, because this time is kind of disappointing, but they're still finding a way to kind of support everyone.
In a time where they have lost so much, they choose to think about others.
It's really important for us to think about them and keeping them safe, people who are more susceptible to this.
Just trying to stay positive, trying to understand that it's not just something we're suffering through, to just trying to be there for everyone.
And reminding themselves,
we're still going to go on, go to college. There are bigger plans ahead, even though it's not really how we wanted to end our senior year.
Their final years end with an unwritten chapter, but they hang on to the moments that got them there.
At least we were able to have the experiences we did over time, more just trying to look back and appreciate those instead of thinking about what could have been.
I'm glad I had these memories, and I'll have them for the rest of my life.
In Columbus, Thomas Garbrick, WUB Sports.
Well, that gloomy weather we were seeing earlier has finally moved out of the area. These clouds that we're seeing moving in as a result of a low pressure, so more gloomy weather, unfortunately, is moving back into the area over the next couple of days. Here's a current look at the jet stream. Right now, there's a bit of a trough right now. That'll move on out, create another troughing pattern, but a ridging pattern will be building in over the next couple of days as a result. It will result in some much warmer temperatures. Here's a look at the big picture. Lots of low pressures off to our west. Those are going to continue to move in and bring chances of rain for us later on this week. And here's that low pressure moving in tomorrow, and that'll bring chances of rain tomorrow morning. We'll clear out briefly for the afternoon, but rain and storms are likely later on in the day tomorrow afternoon. 71 will be the high. Rain and scattered afternoon thunderstorms. Sun will be peeking through the clouds in the afternoon, but winds will be out of the south-southwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour with those rain chances likely. Across the area, temperatures generally in the upper 60s and lower 70s. 69 in Columbus, 71 in Chillicothe, 70 in Jackson, 75 in Ironton, the warm spot, 71 here in Athens, 67 in Newark, and 64 the cool spot in Cambridge. Here's that extended forecast. We bring you up into the 70s for tomorrow, cool you down into the 50s by late week, and then bring you back up into the 70s. It's going to be a beautiful weekend for your Saturday. Beautiful 71 and sunshine.
Trimble High School senior Cam Kiddle will be taking his talents to the next level on a gridiron. After being a leader for the Tomcats defense, Kiddle will become an Ohio State Buckeye as a preferred walk-on defensive back. Reporter Molly Kennedy has a story on Kiddle's journey from Gloucester to Columbus.
When someone thinks Tomcat football, offensively they think running back powerhouse Connor Wright. On defense, they think Sawyer Coons clogging up the middle. But what about Cam Kiddle? On offense, he leads the team as quarterback, and on defense, he patrols the secondary as safety. And with his defensive play, one school specifically took interest, The Ohio State University.
Going into the fall, Coach Ferris was at a coaching clinic at Ohio State, and he got talking with Ed Terwilliger. He said he had been watching my film and stuff, and he was interested in me, so we started texting after that. And then just recently, about a month ago, Justin Perez called me and offered me the PWO spot.
Being from a small town, Kiddle didn't have much to do, so he focused his time on football.
I live right by a marina to a lake, so I go down there and do footwork drills and then run the hill by my house. In Nelsonville, there's a guy that he has like a place that has a high-speed treadmill, a lot of leg machines, and I've been going there about twice or 3 times a week working on speed training. And my whole high school career, I lived in the weight room with a lot of my teammates, so that's something that I think will be a surprise coming from a small school like I did, that the hard work in the weight room and pushing other people to be better.
Since he's going in as a preferred walk-on, he has more to prove than those who are on scholarship.
I think it's less intimidating being at the bottom because really at that point you're not expected of much. But what you can do is surprise people and then really just starting on like special teams, working your way into a spot there, getting a chance on defense when you can, and then trying to take over a role as you progress.
As a kid, this is where he wanted to go. Now he has the younger generation looking up to him.
And I really just want to help them out in every way possible. Being where I'm from, pretty much every kid that plays sports and plays football from here has that dream at some point in their life. To get an opportunity to make the most of it has got me really excited.
AAU basketball has also been affected. AAU is a chance for local high school athletes to be seen by college coaches. Michael Roth has a story on what local basketball players are doing without this opportunity.
The coronavirus has postponed all sporting events in the immediate future, including AAU basketball, which is a chance for local players to be seen by college coaches.
Shut it down and they postponed it for 2 weeks, and obviously now they extended that, and it just sucks because with AAU you can only go up to your junior year. You can't play your senior year. So if we lose this year, I only have 1 year of AAU left to get that exposure.
Players travel across the entire country to play with their teams in hopes of getting a scholarship.
It's hard to take in. I'm not going to go to Charlotte this weekend and then, Florida the weekend after that. Just enjoy, that time. It's short, but it's an awesome time.
Coaches are still doing anything possible for their players, even without games scheduled right now.
Jordan's been sending some stuff, film and all that out to some coaches, and they've contacted back and stuff. And then my AAU coaches, they could talk to people, and I have people that they'll help me and get recruitment and all that with all this summer not going on. But, you just have that still a little bit of hope that something will come out of all of it,
AAU season is especially important for players in more rural parts of the state, like Southeast Ohio, that have few colleges nearby to see them play during the high school season.
It can be a lot more exposure because you're going across the country, and these colleges from so many different places are looking at you, as opposed to with high school basketball, you're kind of just in this local area.
That's all that we have for our Newswatch at Home sports special. Be sure to go to woub.org to stay up on sports and news coverage throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm Brian Kerp. Have a good day.